Can you imagine a world without your phone, computer, or even TV? Because I know that I can't. I've grown so accustomed to having my phone or computer by my side at all hours of the day that when I don't even have it for an hour, I start to feel anxious, like I'm missing out on something really important when I never really am. I feel an overwhelming desire to check my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and text messages the second that I get the chance to. As much as I love social media, texting my friends, and binge watching Netflix, it's important to be informed about the negative side effects that digital media can have on our lives. The overuse of digital media has become a major issue in our era due to easily accessible internet and smartphones. This overusage has many negative side effects, such as impacting our health, offline bonds, and education. Today, I'd like to persuade you guys to at least try to limit the amount of time that you spend using digital media. Let's start by discussing how the overusage of digital media can negatively impact your health. First off, I can personally attest to the fact that social media does cause anxiety. Constantly worrying about how many likes you get on your post, anxiously awaiting a response, or even wondering what people think about your picture takes a huge toll on anyone's psychological well being. According to Psych Central, a recent study showed that Facebook made people feel anxious and stressed about not being good enough, negatively affecting their self esteem. The specific type of social anxiety caused by social media can be FOMO, aka fear of missing out. Examples could be missing out on the party last night and seeing pictures of it posted online, or that crazy concert that your parents wouldn't let you go to. Another negative effect is addiction. There are two symptoms of addiction. One, a constant need to use the object, and two, feeling unpleasant when you don't get to have the object enough. My name is Anna, and I am most definitely an addict. The University of Chicago found that social media is more addictive than even cigarettes. According to a 2012 study by the National Institute of Health, internet addiction disorder ruins lives by causing neurological complications, psychological disturbances, and social problems. The final subject on health I'll mention is sleep. One of my friends used to complain to me that he couldn't fall asleep at night because he could not stop using his phone. I suggested, hey, why don't you just turn it off? And his answer was, I can't get myself to. The Sleep Foundation conducted a study on how technology affects sleep. They found that 39% of Americans bring their phones into bed and that 61% use computers an hour before going to bed. They found that the light from the screens actually tricks our body into thinking it's earlier in the day. Therefore, the people who took the study are the ones that said that they didn't actually have a good night's sleep. Not only is our health at risk, but so is our ability to communicate with others outside of the digital world. Media is replacing our offline bonds and altering our social and family interactions. Sadly, 1 in 4 people spends more time socializing online than they do in person. I remember when I was younger and family dinner actually used to be family dinner and not dinner with our phones and family just passing the salt. It's really sad that it used to be a time when my parents and I would talk about their long day at work, and I would show them the masterpiece I made at school, which would usually just be a piece of paper with scribbles on it. We would actually talk about our days, and we would look at each other and not our texts, work emails, or the blaring TV. Here's an alarming fact. According to Tim Williamson, a group of children ages 4 to 6 were asked whether they'd want to watch TV or hang out with their dads. And guess what? Dear old dad lost out. According to an AC Nielsen report, 54% of kids prefer to spend time with the TV. Finally, the overusage of digital media, more specifically cell phones, causes distractions when it comes to focusing on schoolwork and paying attention in class. Students rely on easily accessible information to provide answers. They attempt to multitask while doing their schoolwork, and they are used to autocorrecting their spelling mistakes. As a college student, I can understand how difficult it is to pay attention to the long, boring lecture and not stare at my phone the entire time. But after doing some research on the subject, I was shocked to find out how much of an impact scrolling through pictures during a lecture can actually have on my grade. Researchers found that a chemical called dopamine is released when watching TV or playing video games, and when someone is used to staring at the screen for too long, they have a hard time focusing on something without feeling that exact same stimulating effect. There are a few possible options I'd like to suggest to limit your use of digital media. For one, take family dinner seriously, please. You will never want to regret spending more time on your phone than spending time with your loved ones. 2, limit yourself on how many times a day you check your social media, even if it's just going from 50 to 45. 3, Try not to look at your phone more than once or twice during class because even though it may be really difficult at first, it will have a major impact in the long run. And even go as far as to maybe delete something that does cause you stress, such as I did with Twitter. Not every moment needs to be posted on social media. Not every form of entertainment needs to include technology, and not every text needs to be answered right away.